Hey, hi, hello, welcome back to the show. How's it going? How's it going? My name is Dan Frampton, and I am the internet's most ruthless gatekeeper. And it seems like today I gotta hop onto the internet, I gotta cam up, and I gotta splain myself a little bit. And that's okay. That's not something I mind doing when you're somebody with an audience, even a small audience. Sometimes you owe your audience an explanation for switch ups in content and that kind of thing. But in my opinion, it's not that big of a switch up just because you see a video game going on. It's the same sort of yap fest. But this is what I have to talk about because in my last couple videos, I've been doing them in this style, right? Where I kind of talk about a topic, I'm playing a video game, I'm just doing a thing. I'm trying to engage the audience while I'm just doing a video game on this end. And the reason why I'm doing it, believe me, there is a reason. And there's a lot of reasons actually. It's actually like tenfold. I have 10 reasons basically why this is a thing and why this is happening. So first off, I want to say, I'm sorry if you don't enjoy it. I'm sorry if this is like something that offends you or whatever. That's not my intent. I don't want to put out content that you actively hate and that you don't like, right? But that being said, I used to make videos like this all the time on the channel. And I used to make a lot of style videos on the channel. This channel's been around since 2012 or whatever, maybe even a little bit before that. So if you haven't seen videos like this on the channel, that just means you're not an OG. And that's okay. That doesn't hurt my feelings. I like new audience members. I like having people around like that. But this isn't really anything super new or something so out of the ordinary for people that have been around here for a long time. I used to run a show on this channel called Punk Rock and Arcade Top 10, which was a parody on Video and Arcade Top 10, which was a show from when I was a child. So playing video games and incorporating punk rock content and making this hybrid style thing is just something that I really enjoy doing. I love it, and it actually comes from a place of inspiration and a place of nostalgia, you know? So it's not just like this willy-nilly thing that I do over here. There is actual intention behind it, and it's not even nearly new. It's something that I've always done, but over the last couple of years I have been focusing on different styles of content. I went through a bunch of different arcs with commentary, drama style videos, news style videos, reviews. What else was there? There was just random fucking video essays as well, like well-written, not documentaries, but, like video essays, YouTube style video essays, live streams. In this style of content that I'm making here, the reason why I like it so much, other than those things that I just mentioned, is that it helps with my ADD a lot. Like if I want to talk about a topic and I want to chat about something, when I'm just doing it without any stimuli, I like trail off and I start talking about other things, and like the yammering goes on way worse than what you're even hearing right now. So this is just a way to keep my old ADD ass like focused while just talking about a thing. And sometimes I have flare-ups, some months are worse than others. So sometimes I can sit down here and I can talk and do one of those new style videos, no problem. Just go in with a couple bullet points, bang it out. You guys get a news video, maybe some drama slop to go along with it. And that's great. I love it when I'm able to do that kind of stuff. But unfortunately, I have a handicap, and that handicap is severe ADD that I can't predict. So when I can't predict it, I can't just be like, oh well, no video today, or oh well, I guess I'm quitting. No, adapt. Adapt or perish, you know what I'm saying? So I had to adapt. I had to be like, okay, how am I going to yap? What am I going to be able to do to get a video out? Because I care about my content, I care about my expression, and I care about my audience. I want to put out stuff for them, but I'm having such a hard time focusing on just talking to a camera or sitting down with a script or doing all that sort of thing and doing it this way. My God, does it ever help? It is like the difference between not being able to do something and being able to do something, So it's like, why wouldn't I lean on the thing that I need to lean on in order to get the fucking wheels greased, And it's even sort of happening now. You just heard that little stutter or whatever. And it's just like stuff like that happens so much when my brain is just all over the place. So having a little bit of stimuli, being able to go in and play like a little round of this game or whatever, it's better than sitting and fucking just like spinning what are they called? Those thumb spinny wheelie dealies that were really big 10 years ago? What are they called? Fidget spinners. Yeah. So this is just basically, maybe I'm stimming. I don't know. I'm not really diagnosed with anything other than ADD. But it could be just a stage where I'm just like, man, I need to stim like crazy in order to get my point across. And if that's the case, well, man, that's the case. But what needs to happen right now is I just want to get a video out. I want to be able to focus, and I want to be able to like sail from point to point to point. So right now, just for full transparency, I have these points here that I want to make, why I'm making videos like this. Because yes, I don't want to hurt your feelings, and I want to keep you on the channel, but I understand if this like super offends you, then yeah, you're probably going to find somewhere else to go. But I got a lot of comments saying, hey, I really hate this. Hey, what's up with the video game content? Da 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 da. But also, on the same hand, I'm getting lots of positive comments as well. So I want to just address it. So that's what we're doing here. But like, here's another thing, and that's going to lead me into the next whole thing on this list, I guess, is like now I'm being able to yap longer. Now I'm able to like stay on track and do this kind of thing. And that's going to lead to YouTube favoritism, okay? Favoritism from the robots. They like longer videos. They like consistent longer videos. Being able to put up videos like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times a week, you know? YouTube loves that kind of thing. And another thing that YouTube absolutely loves is watch time. So if you're putting out longer videos consistently and people are watching them, YouTube is going to start to favor your videos and your channel because they think that there's interest in it, because there is interest in it. And over the last year, folks, this channel took a nosedive absolutely through the fucking, I don't know, through the mortar, through the ground, all the way through the middle of the earth, all the way down to the fucking hell or whatever. So I had to figure out a way to kind of revive the channel. I was like, oh my God, how am I going to get out consistent long videos when my brain is acting like this and when there's not really a lot of drama going on and I don't really like have it in me to do it in like a typed scripted way so much because I have other channels where I'm doing that. So it's like, okay, all right, got to figure this thing out. So being able to do it like this has proven successful for the robots anyway. So even on videos that only get like 1,000 views or 1,500 views or whatever, it gets like 2 times the watch time, 3 times the watch time of a video half the length from before. So the robots, even though it's like less of a percentage of the video that it thinks that you're watching, right? It just like that amount of watch time really adds up and the robots gobble it up like crazy. Like, yes, give me that watch time. Give me that retention. Give me those clicks, you know? So that's what we're trying to do because I love the content. I want to be able to express myself and I care about having an audience. Like it's the only thing I've ever wanted my entire life. And I never knew how to get that as an artist, as a musician. But then as a YouTuber, over fucking 10 years of trying to figure it out, finally developed an audience. And I'm not going to let that slip through my fingers, you know? So I'm going to address the things when people are like, hey, I don't like this kind of like content shift or whatever. I'm like, you know what? Fair enough. I absolutely understand that. And you do deserve an explanation. So I'm not going to respond to everybody and to all the comments that want like a specific answer to this question. So I figured, you know, there's enough of an audience interest out there to just address the entire thing. So those are a couple of the very big reasons why I want to do it like this and why I'm kind of having to do it like this right now. And like I was saying, over the last year, the channel took a nosedive. It is not nearly as prosperous in these waters as it used to be. And there's like a number of reasons for that. I'm not here to totally analyze that with everybody, but I need to find a way to dig it out. That being said, I have other channels that the algorithm does actually favor, and that kind of, and this might be a bitter pill to swallow, and I hope that it isn't, but this really isn't the main channel anymore. My I Hate Jeff channel kind of is the main focus. And I hate to say that because I put in so much effort into this channel, but music and punk and hardcore have been my entire life for my entire life, and I am not going to give that up either. Like, my audience, I care so much about. The music, the scene, the culture, I care so much about. So just because I'm concentrating on comic books and this video game right now doesn't mean that I don't love punk. Doesn't mean that I don't love hardcore and consume it religiously. Today, I spent all day at work listening to all the records that came out in 2016 because I'm going to be doing a whole 2016 breakdown. Like, I live for this shit and I love this shit, but if I'm being honest with you, my whole personality is going through a little bit of a shift. I'm finding myself again. I'm going from like a music-centric artist to a comic book-centric artist. Now, growing up, I was always a drawer. I always drew little pictures. That was always who I was in school, but I was always also in bands, you know? But there was the social aspect of the bands and the and just like the intoxication of the live performance, you know, that really made me want to pursue music. And I had tragedy strike me, and I'm not going to go through the tragedy, but tragedy hit my life in a really big way while I was on tour playing music with the band that I was in that started this channel, actually. So I had to step away. I had to do therapy for a little bit. I had to find myself, and I was like, you know what? For the guy that I was in this band with, I am not going to let this dream die. I am going to try to be a YouTuber, and I'm going to do it on this channel with the ethos of what my band was. And my band was the Dean Project, and we were just a bunch of rambunctious, basically pro wrestling minded individuals where we just like worked the audience. You know what I mean? Nothing was real. It was all just for goofs and gaffs, and we were trying to like make people think that we were not necessarily scumbags, but we wanted to make them think that we were like way more talented than we were. Anyway, I don't want to have to explain the gimmick, okay? But I wanted to approach this channel in that same sort of way. So, and the guy that I was in the band with, the Dean Project, was Dean. And I was like, you know what, Dino Mac? I'm not going to let this channel fucking die. And I'm going to do it fucking Dean Project style all the way. So I revived the Dean Project and operated it like a YouTube channel. I had a thing called the Dean's List on here. I was like reviewing fucking YouTubers and doing it in a way that the band would have done, you know? And doing it in a way where it's like way too brash. I'm biting off way more than I could chew. I'm sticking my nose definitely where it doesn't belong. I'm being obnoxious in every single way. But that was what the Dean Project was. And that was like the art of it all. Because we would just rock up to a fucking venue with a nutcracker, a literal 3-foot tall plastic nutcracker, and that was our drum. That wasn't just our mascot. We used it as a drum. And I played the acoustic guitar and I just growled. It was like my worst Tom Waits, Bob Dylan impression that I could ever do. And we would bring it into serious clubs. We would bring it to serious adults and we would present this music to them. And the music would be about Diener, the guy that was in the band with me, and his escapades going through the earth on a like murder spree. But it was a total like fictional tale that we were telling. But it was, since it was fiction, we went all the way with it. We went absolutely all the way with it. So I approached this channel like that as well. So that all ties into everything. The internet's ruthless gatekeeper, the music-centric content, the audience that we want to build, everything. And that's still all going. And I'm never, ever, 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 ever for the life of me ever going to let that slip. So when I'm in this kind of corner, I'm painted into a corner being like, all right, Diener, I'm not going to let the Dean Project channel die, even though 2025 wasn't nice to us. And we went from being able to pay some serious bills with it. It wasn't like we were making tons and tons of money, but I was like sustaining myself. Right now, it's edge of your seat type material. And I have to run 3 channels and have a full-time job to be kind of edge of your seat material. But I'm not letting it go. So I'm writing for my I Hate Jeff channel. I have a crazy amount of ADD, having a hard time focus. This channel is so important to me. I love punk, I love music, I love my audience. And I really hope that really like illustrates why I'm making videos like this. And honestly, the channel was so dead that it was like, oh man, there is no chance of growth ever again, you know? But videos that I used to do like this exact same format, like some of them actually popped off. And they were the ones where I was like crazy in character and I was talking mad shit. And that's still probably going to happen. I'm still probably going to go crazy, like internet's ruthless gatekeeper. Easy for me to say. But like, I think time to lean back into the character a little bit. Time to lean back into this style of thing a little bit, where it's a little bit chill, a little bit casual, going through the points so it has all the points. But it's also kind of like, it's like YouTube, man. It's video game footage of a guy playing a video game and talking about a thing. It can't be as classic YouTube as possible. And I was on YouTube since 2005, since its inception. And yes, that's how long I've been doing it. I've been doing YouTube in some way or form, some form or fashion, since then, since 2005. And we're finally able to get it going. So, since there's no chance of growth, I might as well just make the videos that I love to make the videos that like put passion back into me, you know. And this might just seem like, oh, he's just playing a video game and talking about a thing. It's like, yeah, dude, absolutely, yeah, dude. I grew up with YouTube. I love this shit. I absolutely love YouTube. And like the way and reason why I love YouTube is the same way and reason why I love punk, man. It's DIY. I can do this in my room by myself with no help from anybody ever other than this giant corporation. I can't ignore that elephant in the room. But I'm still doing it by myself with no help from anyone else, and I'm making it work. You know what I mean? What can be more fucking DIY than that, bro? And how can I like do like punk rock DIY stuff if I don't want to make music, you know? And well, it's on a music channel. It's punk rock as fuck. It's just as DIY as it's ever been. It's on the fucking Dino Mac Dean Project channel. It's all coming full circle, you know? So yeah, there might not be a chance of it popping off, but you know, if I do the right kind of clicky rage bait type character work and we're all in on the bit, then it could be really fun. You know, it could be really good. Because when everyone's in on the bit, and then it brings in like the angry Ronnie Radke people, and it brings in like the angry MGK people, and the angry Blink-182 fans, dude, that's where it's like the most fun. That's how it's awesome. That's like, I have my audience in my corner, and they get the bit. They're in on the bit. They're part of the bit. Like they're part of the actual like universe that we're creating over here. You know what I mean? You guys are way more of this than I am. I couldn't do this without you guys. You guys are all the reason why this fucking thing even exists. So I think leaning into the character a little bit, doing it in this way, I think it just makes it seem like I'm that much more. Oh, I think it gets under people's skin so much more. And like, if I'm trying to get under people's skin and try to entertain my audience at the same time, you gotta walk that line. It's a fine balance. You know, and yeah, you do run the risk of alienating some people. You do run the risk of annoying some people and getting them to unsub and that kind of thing. But it's in pursuit of A, art. I know it sounds silly, whatever. And B, the LOLs, the lols. Nothing makes me laugh more than when I'm making these kind of like trolly nonsense videos, and I'm playing it back and I'm hearing the shit that I said while I was doing it. I'm like, bro. Dude, that's so fun. Why wouldn't I make videos that are fun to make? You know? And if I'm just going to be doing this in my room and the channel is bottoming out anyway, I might as well be having some fucking fun in the process. You know what I mean? So it's like, all right, buddy, we want the serious videos where you're not having fun. It's like, okay, well, I think we're going to have a conflict of interest there, pal. I think we're going to have a conflict of interest. So it's like, oh no, we want the videos that you can't do because your brain is all fucked up. Well, I'm afraid I'm going to have to meet you halfway, bud. I'm going to make a video about the topic that you probably want to hear about, but I'm going to do it in a way that my brain does, in a way that actually works for the person I am, for the way that I am, and for my, like, yeah, everything. That's exactly it. That's exactly who it is. It's like a journey of self-discovery, and you guys are finding it here kind of on the tail end of it, where I'm like, okay, I'm not so much music guy anymore. I'm comic book music guy now. And I'm kind of settling into a whole new self-identity. And if you're anybody, a human being, that could be something that you could relate to. You know what I mean? If you're a plumber, you probably like identify as a fucking plumber. Or if you're an artist, or if you're a musician. And there was a while there, bro, where it was very ambiguous. And it's like, yeah, I am a YouTuber, obviously. But then when the bottom fell out, I had to find myself. And what I found was, oh my God, right. I draw pictures. I tell stories. And not only do I draw pictures and tell stories, folks, it's what I went to school for. It's what I spent fucking 30 some odd $1,000 to just go learn how to do, and I fucking ignored it for my entire life. So I figure, all right, the thing that I always did in school, like elementary school, just doing doodles and shit, and the thing that I actually spent money to go learn how to do, dude, I was in life drawing classes, perspective drawing classes, narrative classes, film study classes, Photoshop classes. I know all that stuff on a academic level. Seriously, and I'm just like sitting on it, you know what I mean? So now I'm actually passionate enough to put all of that into fucking perspective. And not into perspective, but into action. And that's the word I'm thinking of. I'm putting all that stuff into action. And when I was going through all of those classes, like that Photoshop class and graphic design class, I was like, when am I ever going to need any of this stuff? I want to learn how to make pictures move. Turns out I don't want to make pictures move. I want to make cool looking pictures and tell cool stories in book form. Because I wrote a comic book, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys haven't heard about this yet, I wrote a comic book. And it's going to be coming out probably March 18th. That's right. So this is kind of the announcement of it all. We're like over 20 minutes into my recording right now. And the reason why the things are really changing around here is because I need to open up a lot of time and a lot of space for all the exciting things going on in my life right now. And the exciting things revolve around comic books, revolve around writing, revolve around drawing, and YouTube and content creation. So it's all coming to fucking together. And I'm so excited to share my comic book with you. It's only going to be limited to 20 copies at first, because that's all I could afford to print, okay? So I printed literally 25 copies. 5 of them are going to be promo, and for me in personal use, I'm going to give one to my friends and probably use one as a demo one or whatever. So only 20 comic books are going to be available, and it's about the scrupulous Mosh Man. He is a superhero, and it's a Silver Age inspired story, because I'm sick and tired of all these brooding superheroes, all these serious superheroes, you know, all these like subverting expectations superheroes. No. I want just a superhero doing good guy versus bad guy things, who cares about his community and cares about his friends, and he cares about moshing and punk and graffiti. And not only does he care about graffiti, ladies and gentlemen, he has these 5 super-powered graffiti power paint canisters. And I'm so excited for you guys to enter the Pit Pros universe. Because it's all starting, and I have the whole world mapped out. I have all the characters and all the whole universe. I can't wait to tell these fucking stories. So I'm a storyteller. I'm a comic book artist. And that is what I am. But that doesn't pay the bills. And even if it does pay the bills, content creation is going nowhere. This channel is going nowhere. I love this channel. This channel is going to be my heart and soul. And it could sit at like 20,000 subscribers, and I can get other channels like millions and millions of subscribers, potentially. My comic books selling off the shelves. This channel, Dino Mac, The Dean Project. This is what it's all about. The Dean Project times a million. I said that when it happened. When the tragedy struck the band. I was like, you know what? No more fucking around. All right? This is Dean Project times a million. And I grinded, bro. I grinded. Physical therapy. I grinded. Mental therapy. I grinded. What was it? Unemployment. Awful employment. Gained but like stressful employment. And then we're here. Broke as fuck, but with a solid sense of who I am with a solid sense of purpose and a solid sense of like a map forward, you know? Now, I don't think that the comic book is going to be successful in the comic book world. I only printed 20 copies, and I don't even think I'm going to sell 20 copies to you guys, you know? Because if you're this far into the video, you're a real one, for sure. Absolutely 100%. You're going to be one of the ones that at least knows about the comic book. But I don't expect you to buy it. It's going to have to be pretty expensive, and it's pretty limited, and it's not as long as even most comic books, you know? But I had to spend basically $200 to get 20 of them. So just to break even, I'm going to have to sell each one for $10, plus shipping and handling. And I know that's expensive, and I know that's way more than industry standard, and it's my first comic book, so, you know, it's not really DC, Marvel fucking level. It's not up to industry standard like that by any stretch. And it's a punk comic. It's supposed to be like kind of zine-ish. It's supposed to be kind of like cut and paste-ish. And it's also Silver Age inspired. So I'm really excited to show that to you guys. I'm really excited to get it out there, probably right around March 18th. But I'm going to be working on the promo for that coming up. But there it is. So those are the reasons. I don't think I have to go through any other reason than that. I think that nails everything that I wanted to talk about. So I hope that answers your questions. I'm really sorry if the video game footage like offends you, or if you want to leave the channel because of it. I totally understand. It's reasonable, I guess, even though I am just talking about the same stuff in the same way, in what I consider to be a more entertaining way. But if the video game footage really is that much of a put-off, really that much of a turn-off, I hate to see you go, and I hope that you stick around for the adventure. But if it really was just that one style of video that you liked and I don't make it anymore, chances are I probably will make it again. These videos are proof that that exists, that I will pull out an old format when I need to figure out something, when I need to get something to work. You know? I'm not afraid of pulling out an old format. Sometimes I have to if I want the fucking watch time. There's no way in hell I would have been able to be talking for 27 minutes at this point, time of recording, and if I was doing it without the video game. No fucking chance. Absolutely not. I would have went through all these points, point by point. I wouldn't have elaborated. I wouldn't have got into anything personal. You guys got to actually know me a little bit through this video. You guys got to actually see behind the curtain a little bit in this video. I don't know how that's not better content, honestly. I really don't. If you really just want the fast fire, whatever, then yeah, this video was not that. This video was a lot more laid back, a lot more personal, a lot more casual, and I really appreciate you sticking around. So I hope that explains it. If it offends you, you can comment down below and be like, that wasn't a good enough explanation for me, silly music internet man. And that's fine too. That is what it is. It is what it is, my friends. But I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for allowing me this life to be able to do what I want to do at the rate that I want to do it. And I'm finally going to get this card game out that I developed fucking 5 years ago alongside the comic book. And we're going to go talk to some professional people about it. Not everybody just develops mechanics for a full-on tabletop trading card game along with a fictional universe. All right, there's a lot of meat on this bone. There's a lot of meat on this bone if you're willing to dig in. So yeah, thank you so much. I wanted to try to get to a half hour, but we're close enough. All right, goodbye, see you later, and have a good one.